shake hands. Oh, this girl, I'm in trouble today.
That's so correct.
Hi, my name is Mercy Johnson Okoje, wife to a fine boy called Odi and mother to 3 lovely children. This is my kitchen and you're welcome to Mercy's Menu, where we cook, we eat, and we talk. The food is sweet, but the conversation sweeter. Now I am a foodie. Welcome back to Mercy's Menu. Now healthy eating, healthy living is everything, because without life, basically you can't function. So homemade recipes are the best, because with homemade recipes, you have less sugar, you have less of any element or anything that maybe sometimes you say certain food cause you cancer. So when you make them at home yourself, those ingredients are kind of lesser because you can control, you can manage them. And that is why today, because I have kids who actually like atenuje, sweet mouth, I'm going to be making homemade yogurt and strawberry sauce. Yes, I will not be cooking alone. Now I have somebody who has the same, very close. We share same thoughts, same plans, same modus operandi. We share so many things in common. She is an influencer, a brand influencer. She is a professional housewife. I'm a professional housewife too. She is a blogger. So I have Lagos housewife in my kitchen.
Today I'll be showing you how to bake chicken breasts with bone in and skin on. I'm not removing the bone and the skin. You need to try this.
I know I want to argue, but I first
Want to obsess over this your kitchen.
Really?
Giving me, like,
It's
as
beautiful. So we are going to be making the strawberry sauce and homemade yogurt. Now it's a very simple recipe, extremely simple. We have our strawberry, we have our sugar, we have our lemon, we have our milk, and we have our yogurt, plain yogurt, no sugar. Basically because after you finish making your yogurt, you can actually add sugar at will, just the way you like it, So this is how we start. We get our milk into the pot. Add some water. Okay, here we are. So we're going to boil for a while. Not too long though. That's my ball shaking. That's how we roll. Okay, so we have the strawberry here. Like I said earlier, we're going to dice it into, smaller pieces. How long have you been married?
8 years.
I hate to say, I usually would say, how hard is it? So let me twist and turn because I notice you're used to the system. How lucrative is it?
Extremely taxing and extremely enjoyable. And extremely everything. Marriage doesn't do half beats.
How many kids do you have?
I have one. I have only one. He will be 6 next month.
What brought about your obsession for blogging, or your love for blogging? Because I actually went through your page. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
You can actually
Thank you
teach
so
like
much.
an upcoming mom or a new, someone who's just handling a child for the first time, what to do and how to go about it. So what brought about that obsession or the love for it?
It was actually when my son was born. I've always loved cooking anyway. The blogging aspect also came as a result. I've been blogging for years actually, but it wasn't family blogging then. It was just writing my thoughts, fiction and everything, just to express my love for writing. But then when I had my son and when I was about to wean him, I fed him crayfish, I think. He had a serious allergic reaction to it. Luckily, we're able to get into hospital on time. That was brought under control. But it now made me extra careful about what I feed him. And I was like, okay, I have to be the one doing his food, even when he started school
By yourself.
and everything.
Which is the same thing I just said about homemade meals.
Exactly.
Like you're more careful. Whatever ingredients are going to cause you problems, you cut down on them.
Yes, and
to
you
be
know
safe.
exactly what goes into it
Yes.
if you're making it yourself. So I think when he now started school, housewife, sitting at home, not doing much. My son was already in school. I started posting up pictures of food. Anytime I make food, I'll post it up. And then, so people started asking me if I could get them recipes for school lunch for their children. I wrote an ebook for that and started selling. And I think it just evolved from there. And I went on to write more recipes.
That's nice.
And things.
Really nice. So we have put off the milk now. What we have to do is put in our natural yogurt. No sugar, nothing. Just plain natural yogurt. Yes. Don't forget, it has to be off because of the heat. So you put it in, and then you stir. Just stir. After stirring, you can get a towel. Yes, but you just don't cover with the lid.
Okay.
You get a towel or anything thick. You cover it with it,
Yes.
and then you put it where there is no light. You know, just the heat. Put it there. It has to stay overnight.
Okay.
That's it. We're done with that now. Once it stays overnight, then it's ready. Then we get back to here. So tell me, how do you settle issues at home? When you have issues with your husband, how do you settle it?
Number one, I first go off and sulk.
Aren't we all guilty of that?
After a while, I start thinking, but the way I talk to was not right now and everything.
You work at home.
Yes.
You are a professional housewife. You work at home. Whatever it is you're doing from home.
Yes.
Doesn't it get boring sometimes?
Well, right from the beginning, I've been a homebody. I love staying at home. So it's actually, in fact, there's some of my neighbors, they will be like, Eleha, they've not even seen you sing for so long and everything. So it's kind of easy for me, but not for every woman. If you know you are not someone who can work from home, by all means, work outside the home.
It's time for us to get our strawberry sauce ready. You promised to help me dice that. Okay. So why don't we try?
Slice it into two?
Just into two, because we're going to
Okay.
squeeze it into. Perfect. Then we
Careful,
have
sorry.
that there. Okay. So we have our diced strawberry into the pan. That's it. We add some water.
Okay.
And then we add some water.
Yes.
Let me get that done. And then we squeeze our lemon. And then we add the sugar. Very simple.
Very.
Very, very simple. Depending on how you like it, you know, your taste.
Yeah.
So tell me, what would you do if you ever found yourself in a situation where maybe, God forbid, he has a side chick? What would you do? Move out?
I don't have a problem with the side chick. I will face him. He is the problem. He's the one I know. You brought a strange woman into our union. So he's the one I am going to tackle. Number one, we're going to have to tackle the issue of me being able to forgive him and him being able to address what even made him go into it in the first place. Because I do not believe it is my fault. You broke your vows for whatever reason, so you have to tackle what made you go into it and everything. But do I believe marriages can recover from that? Yes, I do, and they can be beautiful.
Do you also
Yes.
believe that forgiveness is one of the core elements of marriage?
Yes, every day.
So
it might not be.
forgiveness is one of the core elements of marriage?
Yes.
And it goes out of line?
Yes.
You forgive and you put him back in line.
Exactly.
If he's willing to get back in line.
Exactly, if he's willing to get back in line. If he's not willing, then I think we will address the issue of how long we can stay together, because I don't think it's good for anybody to be in such a disrespectful situation where someone is constantly cheating on you and laying wrong examples for the children.
So it's ready for tasting. I'm putting this off. Looks nice, right? Yeah, I see your eyes. So tell me, can't wait to eat, right? I mean, I like food. Do you ever transfer the aggression of, like, maybe perhaps you're upset with your husband, do you transfer that aggression to the children?
No, I try.
Because you know, as moms, it happens once in a
Yes.
while when you're so upset and then the child is crying, like, you know, you just move that aggression over. Does it ever happen, and is it healthy?
It's not healthy at all, at all. Yeah, and my son is very outspoken actually. The moment you like, leave me alone. Why are you shouting on me? You ask you straight.
It's so alike. Some days ago, Purity did something, and I was like, Purity! I was about to spank her. She said, Mommy, just now. You didn't even wait. It's straight to beating.
I can't imagine.
I'm like, so what is your biggest fear as a mom, as a wife?
Losing my son or losing my husband.
Yeah, I think that's close to mine, because with
Yes.
some people it varies.
Yes.
You know, when a man loses his wife, he's a widower. When a woman loses her husband, she's a
Yes.
widow. When a mother loses a child, there's no word to quantify.
No,
That's
at
more
all.
hurtful.
Yes.
You know, that's why whenever they are sick, you are like, I don't sleep, I
Exactly.
just sit down and keep a vigil.
You're not the
You know.
only one, yes.
Do you advise women to compare their marriages with any other person's?
No, don't.
Or compare spouses?
No, don't. Would you like it if your husband compares you to another woman?
Certainly not.
So don't do that. It's not right. You married your husband, not another person's husband. You are your own person, not another person. So just be satisfied with who
What
you
you
are.
have.
Yes, and
Okay.
what you have.
So the last question before we go to the tasting of the yogurt. What is your take on depression in marriage? I know we said it before, you mustn't be afraid to cry out, you mustn't be afraid to ask for help. So would you advise a woman or wife to discuss or, you know, complain about her marital issues to a friend?
It depends the kind of friend.
I would say no. What would you say?
It depends the kind of friend, because I actually have a friend I speak with that we advise each other, but we both have the same mindset of being totally invested in our marriages. So she comes to me for help, I go to her for help, and you know, I can actually say she's even one of the influences that has helped keep my marriage stable, because I used to be quite a hot-tempered person. She'll be like, Rayo, calm down, look at this rationally, address this
Okay, that's a
issue
good
and
one there.
everything. Yes, that's why I said it depends the kind of friend.
All right, so we're going to go straight to the tasting of the yogurt. And then we have Motorayo here, more questions for her to answer. Lagos Housewife. My pot is with you, I'm connecting it.
Let me hear word on this spot.
So our strawberry sauce and homemade yogurt is ready. Try and tell me what you think. Eyes are closed, I'm certain it's good. So tell me, what is your biggest fear in life?
In life, I think it's losing my sight.
Yeah, you said that. I heard you say that. Yeah, why not even bother asking again? So if there's anything you could change about yourself, what would it be?
I tend to be a little bit impulsive.
Like
So-
hot-tempered?
No, I think the temper thing has cooled down a lot.
I'm still praying.
I'm very patient now, but I tend to be impulsive. I move with my first instincts.
Oh.
You get, and yes, most times that first thing is just you are reacting from emotions,
Yeah.
not. So I think that's something I still need to work on.
So now, you're a brand influencer. When you recommend a brand, before you recommend a brand to people, do you use them?
Yes, I have to. My influence is only as good as my integrity. The moment I lose that integrity, I've lost the influence. So I have to test before I can say use this. And if I recommend someone and the person actually does something wrong or doesn't live up to standard, I always personally intervene because I feel responsible. You got to know about this person through me. So if anything goes wrong, I take responsibility
fault.
for it. Yes. So
Okay. Rayo, they call her Lagos Housewife. For me, Rayo should be is an example to women. I mean, Rayo is a mom, a wife, and a stay-home mom. She chose to use her time or her circumstance in a very positive light. So she felt, okay, I can't be home doing nothing. My son is in school, I'm just home, I can't work. Then she started to take pictures of meals that she prepared, put them online, and today Rayo is a big influencer. I mean, she influences for companies and stuff like that, putting their products on her page, explains the usage, explains the do's and don'ts, the good, the bad, and the ugly. She's making money. So it means that sometimes passion is like number one thing that drives us. Don't sit in that empty space and complain. Do something about it. Do something. Don't sit and complain. So I like Rayo a whole lot, and so we decided with Rayo to make homemade yogurt. I mean, she's a mom. She believes in eating healthy. She believes in creating meals at home, healthy meals, and whatever it is you're making at home is a lot healthier than whatever it is you're getting outside. Junk is always junk. Homemade is always healthy, particularly when you're careful. So with Rayo, we made the homemade yogurt, which was really nice. Rayo and I ended up eating the entire strawberry together. We kept stealing glances. When they're not staring at us, we're picking the strawberry one by one and popping it into our mouth. It was so much fun. Okay. All right, Rayo, because you're here in my kitchen, I cannot let you go empty-handed. We have the silent mix for you from Bosch.
Can I do my happy dance now?
Yes, you can. You're gonna have 2 happy dances actually. And we have this package for you from Mr. Chef Salt.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
As women, our role in society is to inspire people and to bring forth change and help. And I always say, do not talk about it if you cannot be honest about it. We need to keep doing what we do. We need to keep inspiring young girls that look up to us. We need to always tell them the truth just as it is. It's tasking, but we can achieve it. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
When
When you do that cupcake, send it to me.
Yes, I will.
And my pot, don't play with it. I'm serious. You have 4.
Yes, and I use everything.
That's it on Mercy's menu. Can't wait to see you guys again. I'm dragging my pot. Bye, guys.